Jarrett, good morning. How are you?
Hey, Mully Haugh, what's going on, fellas? Everything's good over here, man. I'm living in a dream world right now, you know?
How about it? Both your teams won last weekend.
And this is the second time this has happened, though. They played again, like they played the second Packers-Bears game. That was the same week Miami played as well. So it was like, I every time I keep praying, I'm like, yo, maybe just one of them. I just need one win. But he keeps blessing me with two. So it's like, man, I woke up Sunday and just like kind of rubbed my eyes and then looked at box scores for both games. And I'm like, yeah, this actually happened again. So I'm super excited. And just not only for my Canes fans, but also for Bears fans here in this city, man. It's electric. It's so cool to be around my phone blowing up, and we're talking about meaningful football, playoff football, and fans are all bought in. You guys know, everywhere I go, people just want to talk Bears. But now, even I'm in the bathroom the other day. This guy's like, "How about them Bears?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah." You know, it doesn't stop anymore. I love it.
Oh, that's awful.
Are you satisfied now? Was the Packers game the Super Bowl for this season? Do you need to win another game? Tell us about how the Bears fans might look at this game in terms of adjusting their expectations or recalibrating.
I think, you're playing your arch rival three times, in a season, once in the postseason. That's the third time that it's happened. I think a lot of people were excited and I think overjoyed just by, taking down the Packers. But I think now it's really looking at a Rams team coming into Chicago that has a lot of firepower. I'm not satisfied. I think I've been saying this from the beginning, just by watching this team, David. It might confuse me. I was talking to Jason McKee last night. We were just trying to figure out how they keep doing this, the way not offensively, just really not showing up for 3.5 quarters, but then 8 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter, they just come alive and this offense comes alive, and it's like I can't put my finger on it, but they keep finding ways to win. Now, at some point, people would say, your luck is going to run out. But my motto has been, why not us? This whole entire run, why not the Bears? And so, yeah, I think you got to taper back your expectations maybe just a little bit, because you don't really know. You look at the firepower on that offense, guys, and Matthew Stafford's having an MVP caliber year, and to me, Puka is the best player I agree with Coach Wanstead. You look at him, McCaffrey. I really think Puka is the best player in the NFL at the moment when you talk about what he's been able to accomplish. And don't forget about Devontae Adams. So you got to kind of pick your poison. It's a little nerve-wracking for a defense that has had some issues in coverage when it comes to elite wide receivers, but they've also show that they can bow down and start figuring it out late in games. So maybe that is the recipe. Keep this thing close, because they didn't do my keys to the game over on Saturday, and that was start fast.
Yeah.
Nope.
Run the football.
Nope.
Yeah.
And create turnovers.
Nope.
Some takeaways. So
yeah, it's true.
And they won the game. So it's like, what do I know? They have a recipe. But it speaks to the volume, David, about what Ben Johnson has really been selling to this team and how they're all bought in. And it is hard to win games at any level, but to see this team that they believe in themselves, that they're never out of it, to me is pretty special. It's super special.
Yeah, I don't think I could have imagined the Bears were going to win with the way the defense played in the first half, with the way that the head coach clearly just gave up on the defense and was like, yeah, we'll go for it on fourth and whatever. We don't care. That was insane to me, but I'm not of the modern generation. And then the other thing was, all of those bounces of the ball used to go to the Bears. There was a ball bouncing in the end zone that they recovered and got the ball on the 1 yard line. If the Bears had recovered that, obviously they get the ball. If the thing fell out of bounds, there was the one that Dexter, after the tackle eligible pass, he couldn't jump on it. The ball squirts out of bounds. There was another one. I mean, there were just, you were sitting there like, this is chance after chance after chance, and they're not getting it. And this is not how they've won all year.
Yeah, but you know what, Mully? It comes down to Matt LaFleur and what he was trying to do. He was all out of sorts in that second half, man. He bought into the rivalry and kind of the back and forth with Ben Johnson and wanted to find a way to be able to stick it to him, right? And it backfired because they do. With Jacobs back there, I thought the game plan would be you're up this much, run the football. Trusting your run game, trusting a guy that you know in this league has been able to run the football and rely on that and run the clock out as much as you can. And they just seemed all out of sorts on the flip side, Dennis Allen, Ben Johnson, and that staff in that short amount of time, just try to find ways to be able to say, okay, we need to. It's not really the halftime adjustments; it's just really locking in and doing your assignments. I was listening to Coach Wanstead just talk about the defense of like what they were doing. There wasn't that much different.
Yeah.
They were finding ways to get pressure. It was more effort than anything. And that's what gets me the most is that these guys don't come out after half with their heads down. They're like, we're going to figure this thing out. And to me, that's dangerous for this year. But if they can kind of keep that mindset as they keep growing this thing year after year, they have a chance to be a problem because it's hard to teach. I've been in locker rooms where you're down like that, and it's like, oh man, we got to figure it out. Let's go out and try our best. But it's hard to get up for it, especially in those type of moments with everything on the line. And this team keeps showing that they can do it, and that's a kind of a reflection of their head coach.
Jarrett, we'll talk a lot about the weather conditions and its effect on the outcome and the Ram offense. At the same time, you have to remember, Kyron Williams played 4 years at Notre Dame, pretty much used to cold weather there. Coleman Shelton played a season with the Bears. He'll be no stranger with that offensive line. And if you're talking about stopping the run, they can also run the football and play a grinded-out style if necessary. What impact do you expect the weather to have on the game?
Well, Dave, I really believe nowadays, back when I was growing up, man, everybody talking about bear weather. This is bear weather. Now you start to see everybody's from all these different places. I think it really makes an impact throughout the week because you have the opportunity to be able to practice in this weather. It's cold for everybody, but when you're used to it and it's just like my mom and my sister out in Arizona. When they come back here now, they're born here, but when they come back, they're like, "Ooh, turn on the heat, man! It's cold." The blood thins out just a little bit being on the West Coast. So it's like it does play a little bit of a factor, but I still think I'm not buying into it so heavily, but I just know it's the practice throughout the week that the Bears get that the Rams don't get. And you can't simulate that out west. And so I think, it's going to be a shock. But at some point, it might level out. But we know Matthew Stafford likes to play inside a dome. So it's going to be cold. I'm talking to Demetrius Ivory yesterday. I mean, he's like, I wouldn't want to be outside at like 6 o'clock. At 5:30, 6 o'clock, it's going to be cold down there by the lakefront. So advantage to the Bears. They got to be able to capitalize. But let's go back to it, and I don't want to – I know I say this every week, but if you look over the last few weeks, the run game, which we think that they kind of relied on, they have not – it hasn't been a part of the game plan early. And you just look at the rushes over the last few weeks, it's just not – it's not the same. And so they have to find a way to be able to rely on that because that's the best way to be able to keep Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford on the sidelines over there.
I think that part of that is that the Bears were trailing by so many points. They came out, they got a field goal, and they immediately are give up a touchdown. And you think about it, that is really impacting what they want to do. And when Ben Johnson understands that his defense is allowing points every time, he feels like he's got to hang on to the ball and try to do more, and they're throwing more, and all of a sudden they're behind the chains. And man, it was just rough.
But the pass game was off too.
I mean, agree. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like at some point you have to rely on what you're good at, and I get that. I understand how offensive coordinators are and guys with offensive minds. They want, if they get down, it's let's throw our way out of this thing. I totally get it, but if you're down 10, I still think it's feasible and it's early enough in the game to still do what you need to do, because that's what your offense is built off of. They've been built off of running the ball, this play action, Caleb underneath center, and then being able to take some shots down the football field. You don't get in. They have. It's like you can't find a rhythm offensively until you start running the football. Oh, my gosh, I think I just cracked the code. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's awesome. Jarrett,
Great stuff, Jarrett.
Thank you, buddy.
Enjoy the week.
See you guys. Have a good one.